Yeah. Um, we're here, and you can reiterate this, but we're here with Raquel Contreras, and you can tell us your new title and your old titles, and introduce yourself to us.
I'm going to talk about the old titles. No.
Okay. Okay.
My name is Raquel Contreras. I'm president of the Chilean Baptist Convention and also vice president of the Baptist World Alliance. And I went, especially at this point, share the story about the recent earthquake that happened in Chile. Chile is a long country. We only have north and south, we said. And about 200 miles south of Santiago, the capital, and 200 miles north of Temuco, which is another big city, in a radius of about 600 kilometers. It was the epicenter of this big earthquake that happened the 27th of February at 3:03 in the morning. Really, what happened that day was an earthquake so big and devastated that not only brought damage to the property and losses of life, but also brought a lot of despair, a lot of crisis itself to the people. Everybody, unfortunately for me, I was in the States because my daughter is getting married in Kentucky, and I was visiting her and helping her pick up the wedding dress and all those things. And but God is so good and takes care of all the little details, because the first person who called me to tell me about the earthquake was my son, who lives in Chile and lives with me. And he was in our apartment at 6 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, in the sixth floor where we live. And he was really the first person to call me. In less than 5 minutes, my phone was crazy. Everybody from the States was watching TV or seeing in the news, and they were all day. I was receiving phone calls all day. I tried to call back him and call the people in Chile, but it was impossible. But I knew that my son was okay.
Right.
That's the way the Lord takes care of the little details in our lives and help us go on in life. Well, then I learned that we have in Chile about 500 churches, a little bit more than 500 churches in the Baptist Convention. But then I learned that we have about 250 churches that are either damaged or in need to be rebuilt completely.
So about half the churches.
Yes. This earthquake is being called a liar earthquake because you see the houses, but then when you go in, they have a lot of cracks. There is the foundation is being destroyed, and of course there is a lot of things that broke inside the homes. So it's been, in that sense, what we are not suffering a lot because of the loss of lives. There is nobody in the Baptist family that lost a family or a family member.
Oh, wow.
And we are so happy for that.
Yes.
But we have so many that lost their homes, their business, their car. One pastor in a little fish village, well, not little, but in a fish village called Constitucion, the pastor had to run to the hills because the big wave was coming. And when he came back from the hill, he found out that his church building was gone, that his home was gone, his car was gone, his business was gone, everything. But they all were together and were alive. So, and that happened everywhere. You have seen a picture of a boat in the middle of a square that came with a big wave, and that boat is right in front of the First Baptist Church in Talcahuano, because it's in front of the square there, that church. So that tells you, that wave covered the buildings and everything. So it was a very damaged situation. So what we are really in need is at this moment we feel that we need help for immediate relief, but the government has allowed only the nationals to do the immediate relief. So we need money to buy supplies, to buy diapers, to buy water, to buy milk, to buy nails and cement, to rebuild, or to not to rebuild, but to repair homes. And then in a couple of months, we are going to need teams that come and help us to repair the buildings, or rebuild actually the buildings. And we are in need of counselors, because this a crisis as big as this has brought a lot of despair. What I was trying to say at the beginning was that every person that I have talked to, everyone have said to me that they thought that they were going to die. So when you have a near-death experience, of course, you will need counseling. And in that sense, we were not prepared. We were prepared in many other ways. For instance, we have the network of social work that we do in the Baptist Convention in Chile, where we network with all the churches that do some little or big social work. And we interchange experiences so that everybody can help each other. And once a year we have a big congress where everybody comes, and especially the leaders of the different regions come to that congress, and they have received a special preparation and spiritual commitment to social service and all that. And just past November, we received training. Everybody from our convention received training, or these leaders received training for prepared by the government to what to do in the case of a quake.
Wow.
So when this can happen, now the director of the network was able to call his associates everywhere so they could assess the damage, and from there, in less than 24 hours, we were able to go and help with immediate relief.
Wow.
So we are so happy for that. But of course, at the same time, there is a lot that we see that needs to be repaired or rebuilt, like I said. So we need help. We need help.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.